episode number 210 with Steve and Mike. Welcome to the Heads Up Poker Podcast.
To the
Steve, just keep going with it. It enriches the program.
Just power through it, right? Mike and I are sitting here at the Rio right now, All Suite Casino. We are waiting for our bounty tournament, the $1,500 to start here in about 40 minutes. So we're going to throw out a quick episode. Lots happened since the last episode. Mike was down in Oceanside. I was up here. We're now sitting side by side, elbows touching, talking into my phone.
You know, Steve, I thought it would be like more difficult to insult you, like face to face, but I feel like I'm just really ready to tear loose today.
3 days from now, Mike and I will be sitting at the final table in an epic heads-up battle where we're both wearing our Heads Up Poker podcast hats. And after an epic battle of about 2.5 minutes, I will take down the crown, hold the bracelet above Mike's head like a piece of what's that, mistletoe during Christmas?
Steve, if you hold a bracelet above my head, you're going to lose a finger and the bracelet. You're such an optimist, Steve.
Yes.
Well, you have a right to be right now. You had another decent score yesterday, right?
I did, yeah. I got
tell us about that.
Second out of 85. The Little Caesars tournament took down $1,800. So that was a nice little free roll going into today.
No deals were made, I guess.
No, one guy, ironically, the guy that took first, wanted to make a deal, so I could have got a little more money, but I couldn't.
You just wanted to, you play for trophies.
Yeah, I just wanted to win. He picked up jacks twice, like back to back, and that was GG. So I had ace-10 on one of them, and the other one, I think I had king-queen or something. I don't remember. But, yeah, wasn't meant to be.
I used to think poker tournaments were like 90% luck, but because of your performance this summer, Steve, I'm pushing that up to 99.5%. I'm sorry, I need to adjust the math here. I'm taking an equity calculator. You also did a good run in the double stack, right?
Yeah, well, we both did. We both cashed. That was good. That was the tournament when we were talking about last time you were coming out for that night.
Deep run is day 3, Steve. That means you're down to business. So,
yeah. We both made day 2. We both cashed. You got a min cash, right? What, like $1,500 bucks?
$1,800, like a little more than min, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. I got one bullet in, and I cashed for $3K, so that was cool. And that's kind of neat, especially for the package, because basically tripled our money in the first tournament. Didn't have to play the second bullet or the $800 buy-in. So now where we're at as far as the package is if I get 2 bounties, if we get 2 bounties in this tournament, then we're break even. Everything else is profit. So we got this bounty, this $1,500, and then another $1,500 over the weekend. So I'm excited. 2 bounties and we're even. And then after that, we'll see what we can do.
Good luck. It's so funny, Steve. I've never seen you so happy right now, and I'm pretty close to the bottom. So it's funny how we're just, after last night, I had a bad cash session, went and lost money shooting craps, and terrible. Yeah, I'll never bring cash to this. The good thing about the credit card, as much as I should be playing cash to make money, if I ever come here again, it's perfect where I can just have no cash on me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No cash to gamble, no cash. All I have is my credit card.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I can sign up for the tournaments using the credit card.
Yeah.
And then move around. And then if I get knocked out of tournaments early, then what can I tell you? I got to go home and play online or, get off the strip, though.
Yeah.
But anyways, trying to think. Yeah, hopefully do well tonight. And that's all you can hope for. Hopefully get a good table.
Yeah.
How'd you like the... the funny thing, I was thinking about this because I was talking. This guy I'm staying with, we were talking about a bunch of other like high stakes pros who are playing like online heads up here.
Yeah.
On WSOP.com, I guess there's been good advantages. He says these guys are giddy. He's like a couple of these guys they're playing against are probably pros, not as good as them, but he's like they greatly over exaggerate edges.
Okay.
And I think that every time I talk to you about a table, you're like, oh my God, you won't believe I got the greatest table ever. I mean, Steve, you can't keep having the greatest table ever. You totally overestimate edges. You're focused on the two idiots at the table.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
The people who aren't doing much are probably pretty confident, and there's always going to be one or two, but this is just, maybe I just said these sort of tables here. But yesterday, I think I tweeted, I think that every single one here is a Pro. So obviously I'm here. So I feel there's some money in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is funny. Like, how many times have you said, this is the best steak I've ever eaten?
Like every steak?
Every next bite you have. I mean, it just doesn't work that way, Steve. You got to establish some criteria here.
Well, I had a pretty damn good table the first day of the double stack. There was a couple of pros, and everyone else was an amateur. The two pros, it was interesting. The two pros that were there just played lights out for about 10 hours. And then they both just lost their mind on like hour 11. You got to go 12 or 13 hours in each day of these things. And yeah, one guy just lost his shit. He had 40 big blinds. He was on the button. There was a raise under the gun, 5 callers, and then he shoves on the button with 40 bigs. Someone, in that spot, there's some amateurs going to snap you off with sevens or ace jack, and that's exactly what happened. And he had 6 high. He had 5, 6 of spades, gone, just like that. Like it was strange because he played so well for so long, and then just lost their mind on one hand, and that was it. GG.
Right.
Then day 2, there was a bracelet winner and another pro at my table. She busted pretty early, probably within an hour or so that was nice because she was on my left. And then bracelet winner, he was there for another. He made a min cash, but he was making it kind of a little bit difficult. Like whenever I 3-bet him, he would 4-bet and flat me a lot, so that was kind of frustrating. But I only had a few pots with him, and then everyone else was just recreational. There was one hand where I got extremely lucky. I was down to 11 big blinds. I shoved from the cutoff with 10-8 or 10-9 suited, and the button snaps. And I'm like, oh, that's never good. He flips over aces. I'm like, okay, well,
you got the aces busting here for sure.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I just got to remember to hit 2 pair, which I did. I got a 10 on the flop and then a 9 on the turn, so that doubled me up. And then right after that, I picked up aces against. There was a under the gun open. I 3-bet. I had about 250K. I 3-bet to like 50K. And then the big stack, he was sitting there hemming and hawing, and I'm like, oh, please, God, let him have queens right now. And he shoves all in. Under the gun folds. I snap, and he's got ace king. So that was perfect timing, and that basically propelled me into day 3.
Any hand? What's the hand you most regret? Or is there anything that qualifies into there, or a spot you're like, ugh?
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about this one, actually. It was on day 2, towards the end. We're almost for hand, so we're about probably 15 minutes from ending day 2, so we've all played for 13 hours or whatever it was, 10 levels, something like that. And I'm in the big blind, and middle position opens, and then the button shoves all in for about 15 big blinds. We have 14 big blinds,
okay,
and we're in the big blind. The original opener had about 30 bigs, so 30 bigs opens to 2.5x. Button shoves.
Okay, let's stop right there.
Okay.
Let me get a couple details here, and I'll see if what my range would be.
Okay.
Take a guess at it.
All right.
So, middle position opener, are they deep? Have they been opening a lot?
No, he's a recreational player. Seems to be only opening value hands that I've seen. I've never seen him open something and been like, wow, I wouldn't have done that. It's things like, he'll open and he'll have king 10 or he'll have something. He's not doing that with just total crap.
And answer the button shoved for 15 bigs?
Button shoved for 15 bigs, yeah. And we have 14 bigs.
My calling range. My first answer is 9s plus.
Okay.
Ace queen suited.
Okay.
Plus, I guess you could say different factors would be if you think people are overfolding, like people will raise fold to 14 bigs. You made a couple table decisions will tweak your range one or the other. So what do you think the button's shoving range is? Normally there it's pretty ace 10 suited plus, some suited broadways maybe.
That's what I was thinking.
Most pairs.
Yeah.
Fours plus, I don't know.
That's what I was thinking with pairs. When it came to me, I looked down and I had a decision. I had 8s. Okay. So it feels pretty good for you to say that your range there is 9s plus. Because I took about a minute and a half. I never really take long on decisions.
I was going to say 9s plus would be the tightest possible range. Though,
yeah.
If I was, I was going to adjust it and say 7s plus with ace jack suited maybe. I don't know. But,
okay.
Yeah, it is. If the guy's not opening super wide, then the guy should not have any like crazy king 6 suited shit in his. If you're totally just taking crap out of his range,
yeah.
Even then, 8s might be a call. I don't know, but I think it's borderline.
Okay. Yeah, I looked down at 8s and I thought, God, why couldn't these have just been 6s and I have no decision, or it have been 10s and I have no decision? It's easy, but it was right there. It was 8s, and the longer I took, the more uncomfortable the button looked. It looked to me, I couldn't get a read on the original opener whether he was just playing it totally cool with kings and he was just going to snap me off or what. I didn't really have much of a read on the original opener. But the button shover, the longer I took, the more uncomfortable he looked. But then I got to thinking too, like king queen there is very uncomfortable. He doesn't want to call from that. He'd rather just win it right now. So that would go into that. Maybe as long as I took 9s or 10s would make him uncomfortable. I don't know.
Maybe,
that one's been bugging me.
Maybe he pissed himself hours ago and he finally thinking of doing something about it.
That's possible. But yeah, I don't know. We'll never know. That's the toughest part. Is when you fold that stuff, you just never find out. It's like,
well, you are short stack too.
Yeah.
So it is time to that's a good spot to dead money in the pot too, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, the original razor. Now the question is when you shove, if the original razor is now shoving, folding jacks and ace queen.
Yeah.
So not only do you get the dead money in, but if you're getting him to overfold, then maybe 8s is definite shove. I don't know, Steve. It's a tight spot, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe some people. Again, we could kind of figure this out mathematically if you want to put all their ranges into a calculator and do everything, but I don't know.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I'm trying to think of any other hands.
Well, what was the result of the hand? I'm curious.
The original opener folded.
Oh, okay.
I never saw.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was it. I would have loved to see the buttons range, or to see the buttons hand. Oh man, I could have had him crushed if he had like 6s or something, But.
Yeah, if the original razor there, you said the button is competent though. He was. So he's going to be trying to range that guy and wondering how wide he can shove. So if that guy's not opening super wide, I don't think he's shoving ace rag there.
Yeah.
A lot of probably pocket 8 still does pretty well against his range, even if he's like really no bluffs. But, anyways, yeah.
Yeah. How about you? Any interesting?
I can't think of anything, Steve. I'm sorry. I posted a couple online. I had an interesting one on the PLO yesterday, which a few people chimed in on. Some very good PLO players had an opinion on. Basically, you have to. I had somebody limps middle position, small blind calls. I call it 9-8-7-6.
9-8-7-6. Okay.
In the big blind. Flop is king 8-6.
Okay.
Check.
So you got bottom 2.
Yeah. Both of us checked to the original limper who did not bet. The turn is an 8.
Nice. So we got a boat.
Yes.
Okay.
The small blind leads. I'm going to say this was like limp to 300, let's just say. And the small blind bets say 700.
Okay.
And I raise, maybe he bet 1,000. I don't know. I raised, no, he bet like 700. I bet 3,000. I raised to 3,000.
Okay.
Limper folds. This guy calls.
All right.
And there was 2 diamonds on the board, and the river is the ace of diamonds. So the final board is ace, king, 8-8-6, and he checks to me. And the pot is $8,800 at this point, I believe.
King 6, 8, 8, 8. Okay, so the ace came on the river.
Flush gets there.
Yeah. Okay, and your first act?
No, I'm second act. He checks to me.
I don't see why a value bet wouldn't be in order, right?
Well, what are you trying to get paid by? You should always think about that.
Okay.
This is a pro.
Point.
This is a pro.
Okay, so
is he calling with a flush draw when I raise on the turn?
Probably not with a paired board out there.
The average pro is not. Yes.
Yeah.
Unless he has, say, pocket queens and a flush draw where he can hopefully hit a bigger boat on the river somehow.
Okay.
Or,
Okay.
But probably still no. So is he going to ever call with a naked 8? 10-8?
Maybe.
That would be a bad call with the flush draw out there now too. He can't be a flush.
Good point. Yeah.
And there's a bunch of boats. Some people are saying even pocket 6s he would fold to a raise. So basically, it's an easy check back for what I was saying because you just can't really get called by worse. And now if I just called his bet on the turn and he checks to me, then I can bet.
Then you can bet.
Because then it looks like he's, could just have a flush or just a naked 8 or, aces. You never know. Well, he doesn't have like aces. But basically, I thought he might, I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking, first of all, because he did not raise, he never has aces and almost never has kings.
Yeah.
So pretty much the only boats we're going to lose to are ace 8 and king 8.
King 8, yeah. Or ace 8. Did you say
ace 8 or king
ace 8, king 8.
That's it.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
So, I don't know. It seems really ridiculous where you almost have the third nuts if you take an aces and kings out of his range.
Yeah.
To check. But I bet 5,000 he quickly called. He had king 8.
Huh. Okay. I guess that is a check back.
Well, it's a little surprising he doesn't raise the turn. I mean, all I beats him is kings.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I guess sometimes I have kings, and he's just. Why? If he re-raises me, he's probably getting folds from just about every other hand, other than maybe 8-6.
Yeah.
Any naked 8, I would have to fold there.
Yeah.
Raise turn.
Yeah.
So that's I actually think my PLO game is pretty decent, but that was a spot where it felt bad at the time betting.
Yeah.
So I wish I took more time. This is a common thing. But there's a hand I misplay if I didn't take enough time, then it's really inexcusable.
Yeah.
And I was feeling bad. I'm like, can I really just not bet a full house?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm feeling bad like I was supposed to check.
Yeah.
And I'm like, only a fish fucking checks a full house here.
Yeah.
So if I took my time and thought about it, thought about the range, and I bet my bet sizing's terrible, 5,000. If I'm hope to get called by a flush, I have to bet real small and just hope to annoy the fuck out of the guy where he,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough spot. I think I would have bet there just like you did, but now that we run through it, I understand what you're saying. But,
yeah, you really want to just have the nuts in the PLO.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's got so many cards, it's so much more likely that they've got something.
Right, and like the fact that he's a pro too played a lot of PLO for sure.
Yeah,
very good play PLO player.
Yeah,
so that makes it even more of a check back.
Yeah, okay.
The weak player.
Yeah.
If it was you, I bet big because. But I got a flush. What am I supposed to do?
I have a straight.
Aces are always good.
Right on. Well, it looks like the room is starting to fill up a little bit. Maybe we should start making our way to our table. But
okay, Stevie. Good luck.
All right. You do the same, Mikey. And thank you for tuning in. You can check out your Elliot Roe 7-Minute Tilt-Buster. It's free. Click on the link in the show notes. And if you get one of his programs, use the code HUPOKER. Score yourself a discount. Also watch Alexander Fitzgerald's Master Tournament Poker in one class. It's a free 1-hour video. You can get that by clicking on the link in the show notes. And if you get his program as well, use the code HUPOKER. You will score yourself 75% off. Thank you for tuning in. And here is your weekly motivational speech.
Good to treat other people the way you would like to be treated yourself. It's like a golden rule, and there's a reason for it. And that reason is that we're connected in some strange way that we don't totally understand. And unless you are good to other people around you, unless you're kind and friendly and warm and loving, you're not going to enjoy this life. You're just not. You're going to be problems everywhere you go. You're going to have problems everywhere you go. You got to figure out a way to enjoy this life. It's not because of Jesus. It's not because of Moses. It's not because of anybody that may or may not have ever existed. It's because that's how you fit in better in the world. That's how you stay positive. And it doesn't have to be some that was written 5,000 years ago on animal skins. That doesn't have to be the golden rule because it's old. You know, that's dumb. We need to figure out, like, now, today, what is, you know, the best way to live your life? What is the, you know, there's got to be ways where you can be putting forward the most positive energy. I mean, we know objectively what's causing pollution. We know objectively what's causing birth defects, and, you know, and we're taking in too much chemicals and not enough vitamins. We know objectively all this stuff. We know how to organize our world, and yet we don't do it. We know how to organize our health, and yet very few people do it. We know all these things. The right path to, like, being like a happy, healthy person is to do all the shit that we already know you're supposed to do. Take care of your body, take care of your health, take care of your mind, your stress, meditate, be kind to people. We all know that. I mean, you ask anybody, they know how to get by and to be the most evolved version of you that you can be. I mean,